everyone, and welcome to Thriver TV and Shifts Happen. And today is going to be amazing because we had a great conversation on Thriver TV last week and on the blog in regard to triggers, which really can relate to stuff like agoraphobia and, a fear of getting out in life and all sorts of things. And if you watched the first Shifts Happen, which was with the lovely Susie, how we shifted a lot of stuff of if I don't get it right, I will be annihilated and all that other stuff. I did quite a talk about okay, so Tiggy's just decided to get right in front of the camera. If it's not Harry, it's Tiggy. Yeah. So you would have, I explained a fair bit about Quanta Freedom Healing and what it does and how we can shift out of old beliefs and old traumas into new ways of being powerfully, instantly, so that we can free ourselves. And today I have the lovely Louise. Thank you so much, Louise, for being so brave and coming on.
Thanks, Mel.
It's great to have you here because we're going to be looking at a trauma today. We're going to be looking at a big trigger. And so, Louise, just explain to everybody and to me what it is that you're going to want to be working on today.
Well, I suffer from something that feels a lot like agoraphobia, where I find it very, very difficult to go into certain areas of my house, and also just to get out into life, to do things like go to cafes or restaurants is really difficult for me at the moment.
So you've been through narcissistic abuse?
Yes, I have, yep.
Okay. And you found that going through narcissistic abuse really sort of brought this stuff up worse for you than what it was before?
Oh, yeah, absolutely, definitely. I wouldn't have said that I suffered. I wasn't certainly consciously aware of any of this prior. Possibly that, it's been there for a long time,
Yeah.
but I certainly wasn't aware of it, yeah.
And the really interesting thing is, Louise, is that when you shift up and out of it, then you look at your life even before narcissistic abuse and your life after, that's when you really do realise that I always had that stuff. It was sort of low level sitting within me. It got activated through abuse because this was huge for me. It's been huge for a lot of people. I was very limited, but it was normal. And then after this, it's like when you become unlimited and expansive. So that's what you've got to look forward to, totally,
Yeah.
which is awesome. But
Yeah.
the thing is, we're working on a very, very big topic, which is agoraphobia, not safe to be in life, those sorts of things. So we're going to do a couple of shifts today that people can watch. You're going to get a lot of relief and breakthrough. We're going to see where your body takes you. But that's not going to be the full picture. You're already on the NARP program, you're a NARPer, you're in the forum, there's going to be more goal setting, some specific tweaks that you need to do with more advanced techniques when we're getting into our big stuff, and that's what the NARP forum's about. So, people are going to, I really invite the people at home that have been struggling with this, and I know there's tons of you, to do these shifts on agoraphobia and fear that we're going to be doing today with Louise. But know that even though this is quantum solution, it's powerful, it's incredible, it cuts out decades of therapy, totally. It gives you breakthrough, but we have to do the work. It's not just a couple of shifts and we're done, but we're going to see how this works today, which is really, really cool. Okay, so you ready, Louise?
I'm ready.
Yay, that's awesome. Alrighty, so I just need permission to come into your space.
Yes.
Beautiful. Okay, so I'm there. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is soul integration. So I'm now picking up your missing pieces. So these are the pieces that have split from you when you've disassociated through trauma. Oh, and you've actually got quite a few. All right, and we're going to bring them back into you, and we're going to teach your body it's your divine right to be whole, it's safe to be whole, and it knows how to be whole, and we're going to bring you in. Okay. Tiggy loves hanging around Quanta Freedom Healing. Pets love it. Okay, so we've got you in, and now we're going to check out what you've taken on from outside of you that's violated your boundaries, that's not your true self, and we're going to pick that up. All right, we're going to let that go. Now, there wasn't much there, and it's so interesting. People that work on themselves aren't feeling victimized, so they're not looking to the outside and blaming life and others. And our NARPers don't. We know that if it's in our body, it's our responsibility. We're not holding anybody else responsible. We're clearing ourselves. When we're in victimization, we have lots of pieces stuck in from the outside. You don't. You're working with yourself, so you're in a really good position. Does that make sense?
It does. Yep, absolutely.
You know this because you work this stuff.
Yep.
Just take a couple of deep breaths. Okay, so let's get a start, right? Now, I want to start with some areas in the house.
Yep.
Okay. Now, I want you to tell me what's your worst area to go into.
It is actually centered. It might sound silly, but it's centered around around the laundry and my kids' bedrooms. That's kind of the main area.
Okay. So I want you to imagine approaching those areas. Where in your body lights up as a trauma?
Oh, my heart is beating. It's in my chest.
Perfect. And people at home doing this, it'd be the thought of doing something that freaks you out, that you'll know what it is. Okay, so it's in your heart. So what I want you to do, I want you, Louise, to go into that with complete super presence, with love and devotion to meet this part of yourself. And I want you to ask this part of yourself, how old are you? What do you get?
8.
Okay, it's 8. So this 8-year-old part of yourself, with love and compassion and super presence, I want you to ask her, what is this about? And tell me what you get.
I'm getting fear, and it's a fear of not living up to expectations.
Mm-hmm. Right.
A fear of not being good enough. Yeah.
Okay, there's something else there. We're close, but I'm not getting a total full body hit yet. What's the connection between that and the rooms or the areas? I want you to ask her.
Yeah.
Now we're getting closer.
Yeah. Yeah. It's to do with feeling like I have to be perfect.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the connection with the rooms?
I think just to do with...
Okay, I don't want you to think. I want you
Sure.
to feel, okay?
Yep.
You're doing great.
Yeah.
What does your body tell you?
It's to do with working, constantly working and not relaxing.
Okay, so it's like in the laundry and the kids' rooms, there's
Yep.
stuff to do?
Yep.
Okay. So is the fear, is it a fear of punishment? Is it a fear of not being loved?
It's a fear of not being loved.
Right. So if I don't do enough, if I'm not good enough and I don't do enough, I'm not going to be loved. What's the actual belief?
The belief is that I'm loved when I do stuff for other people.
Okay. So what would be the I'm not loved belief? What would be if I don't
don't feel loved when I'm not doing stuff. I don't feel loved when I'm expecting other people to help me. I don't feel loved when I'm on my own in this.
Good. Okay.
Yeah.
How about see what your body feels with this? I'm not loved just for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Does that give you a big hit?
Does. Yep. Absolutely.
Okay, I want you to rate it out of 10, how big that is.
I think it's a 9, Mel.
Perfect. Now with body open and breathing, let's start loading this up. All right. So we've got it. We've got that charge as a swirling mass, and we're going to put in there the associated, the pain, the shock, the fear, the burden, the trauma, the grief, the anxiety, the anger, the resentment, the brokenness, the powerlessness, and every other emotion and confusion. And we are loading. And this is where what I'm doing by intention and also energetic imprints, loading up your pain body. And the people at home, if you've joined into this healing, this is you're getting this as well. And just breathe, body open. The more we open our body, the more we're able to use this process. Because if we close our body down and jump into our head, we go into beta brainwave and we squeeze out of our subconscious and we're not in contact with it. Good, you're doing great. All right, and we're going to put in there any past life, situations, events, occurrences, attachments, belief systems, survival programs, and emotions. This is a huge core wound. This is very deep. Breathe. And the actual beliefs that even go with it at the deeper core level, right back in your DNA, that if I don't do enough, I'm going to be outcast. I can't survive. I can't even be accepted unless I'm doing enough. You actually have survival programs on this.
Yeah.
Right? Does it feel like that?
Yeah, it does. Yep, absolutely.
If I don't do enough, I can't survive. I'm out of the tribe.
Yep.
No wonder you get anxiety.
Yeah.
Around these places. And no wonder, there's been the continuation of a narcissistic relationship, which is always about you're never doing enough. You're never getting it right.
No.
All right, and we're going to put in there the beliefs on soul, personal and genetic level in the genes and the DNA. So this is our inherited stuff that we've got through our family and our genetics. Oh, there's a lot in the genetics, right? Can you relate that to a parent or parents that are so like this?
Definitely, yep.
Yeah. This has been passed on as well. And your childhood was full of this programming, and you had a parent or both parents that both were carrying the same faulty belief. Okay, we've got it. We've got all of that. All right, so Louise, we're going to do this together. What we're going to do is we're going to spiral it up and out of your body. So imagine the tornado inside you with all of the junk and the rubbish. And we are going to let it go. We're going to send it off to life, source, and creation. And letting it go and seeing it leave the top of your head. And as it leaves your body, Louise, it's all dissolving back to God and love. All of this junk, which is not your true self, we're letting it go. Feel?
Oh, wow. Amazing, actually.
Good. All right, now I want you to go to your sacred space, your nature space. Tell me when you're there.
I'm there.
Gorgeous. And we're going to bring in unconditional love and self-acceptance. And and we're going to let all of this support and love fill you and this space like a beautiful, big, warm, soft pillow. Okay, now we're going to do the next part of clearing in your subconscious, which I do. Just breathe and body open. And we're going to connect you up to the source energy, grand design truth, which is the dissolving of all of these beliefs and energies back to native nothingness and back to space. And there are different compartments within the subconscious that I was shown when I channeled Quanta Freedom Healing, that if we don't clear those completely, we don't get a full healing. Oh, that feels better. Okay, it's already beautifully feeling better. Okay, and we're going to set up the source healing, which is the truth of this, which is your connection to source and your higher self and the loving internal parent, which is the knowing that you are lovable beyond measure simply because you exist, because you are a part of existence itself. And you can never be separated from the whole and from love and creation, which you are. Yes, and we've got a hold in your subconscious on that. Beautiful. And your subconscious went, yes, please, I know that's true.
Yeah.
It just gobbled that up. Okay, all right. Now we're going to clear the next part of your subconscious. So I want you, Louise, to imagine yourself as a container. And in there is the junk and the stuff that relates to those charges of that I'm not lovable just as myself. It's all performance-based. And also, too, it was that extreme that if I don't perform, I can't survive. So I want you to push all the junk and stuff out to the sides. See it all dissolve away back to native nothingness, God and love, until you're clean, clear, and open. Got it?
Got it.
Beautiful. Okay, now we're going to imagine the pipeline that goes all the way up to that big ball of source above your head. And in there is the energy of your higher self and source and loving internal parent, the energy of source life God, which is all of that beautiful divinity, all of that healing and resolution, all of the knowing you are existence, creation itself, you are a part of the whole, you are loved and adored beyond measure because you are existence itself, unconditionally. And I want you to bring all of that in down the pipeline, fill yourself up with it, see all shadows and darkness that are just removed, see your inner being glowing and expanding. And I want you to fill with light that much that your outline goes. You just become a glowing ball of light. Tell me when you've done that.
Yeah, I'm done.
Gorgeous. Now I want you to see the little you. She's 8. Now we're going to use a little bit of an advanced process here as well. I want you to see the past, previous, ancient DNA you. That past life you. That if she didn't get it right and she didn't perform enough, she was thrown out of the tribe. I want you to see the child and the past life you, both there carrying the trauma.
Yes.
And I want you to bring them both over to you. And then I want you to see that angels are coming in around and they're surrounding them and they're reaching inside both their bodies and taking out that big ball of junk and stuff, and they're taking it up and away.
Yeah.
Now cuddle them both, and I want you to pour into them all of that light, all of that energy of God and source and higher self, all of that stuff that can heal what we can't heal. Okay? And I want you to fill them up with the knowing that they are adored beyond measure because they exist, because they are existence itself. And I want you to fill them both up. See that they both have inner beings that are glowing the same energy throughout them. And they both lose all of their outline and they become glowing balls of light.
Yeah.
Gorgeous. Now bring them both inside of you. And all three of you together just become this integrated glowing ball of light.
Yep.
Now see the angels are coming in around and they're surrounding you. and they're reaching inside your body and they're switching on your genes. So the cells of your body open up, source flows through you and you are a glowing ball of light.
Yeah.
Take the glow out, fill up your auric field. All shadows, all darkness disappears.
Yeah.
Take the glow right out into the field, which is all of existence. See the glow that is love and source, which is the field, meets the glow. The two glows become the one glow.
Yeah.
Now I want you to step out as the shadow, any part that was left with that false, erroneous belief that is not your true self. And I want you to just step out into the light. It dissolves back to God and love. What is left is you as the glowing ball, and with body open and breathing and no thought, I just want you to be that glow. Just be it for a few breaths. How does that feel?
Incredible. I feel light on my feet, light in every way.
All right, so we're going to integrate that shift and we're going to bring it through every cell in your body, through space, time and dimension, or past lives, parallel lives, future lives, this life, right here, right now, as if you've always known it, and we're going to bring it all in and we're going to integrate that. Take a couple of deep breaths. Who needs drugs, right?
Right? Absolutely. Wow.
I know, it's mind-blowing. Okay, now go back into your heart. Okay, we had a charge of 9 out of 10, which is I'm not lovable just for being myself. And I want you to really access it. Go in hard to find it. Ramp it up as high as you can get it and give me a rating out of 10 on it now.
It's a 3, Mel.
Okay. Now, is it still in your heart or has it moved?
Still in my chest, heart, yep.
Oh, here it is. Oh, we got something good here. Okay.
Yep.
So when you go in with super love, and gosh, you're loving yourself beautifully. I can really feel it. You've done a great job with that, right?
Thanks, Mel.
Yeah, I can feel it. It's gorgeous. Okay, so how old is this part of you?
2.
Okay, and when you ask this 2-year-old with absolute love and devotion, what's this about, sweetheart? What's this about, honey? What does she say to you?
She says it's about fear. I'm feeling fear. And the only word I can think of that feels right is annihilation. Fear of annihilation, yep.
Okay. Right. So the annihilation would be, does it feel like a physical punishment? Does it feel like an emotional dismantling?
Yep, emotional.
Yep. So it feels like her very identity is going to be threatened if what? If what?
If she's not good.
Right. Okay, if I'm not good. Gee, we're close. Right. We're very close. So what do you think the belief is? Ooh.
I believe it's that I have to be good to be lovable.
Okay, Okay, so if we tie annihilation in, that's so close. That's a big charge. But what about if I don't please others, I can't survive?
Yeah.
Is that a bigger charge for you? It's got to be your body that responds.
Sure. I'd say no, it's not. I think the first one, yeah.
Okay, so name that one for me again.
I feel I have to be good to be loved.
Perfect. Beautiful. And for people at home, you might have had a really big charge on the one I said. You know, all of us have got different beliefs. Only our body knows the truth and will give us that big hit of, oh my God, that's it. Okay, I have to be good to be loved.
Yep.
That's it?
Yep.
Tap right into that, Louise. What would you rate it out of 10?
It's a 6.
Okay. Okay. All right. We need it a little bit higher if we can.
Yep. Yep, I'm feeling an 8.
Great. That's what we want. We want to really claim the feeling. Body open and breathing. 7 and above is optimal. All right. So we've got that. We've got that charge. And we've got it as a swirling mass. And we're going to put in there the associated, the pain, the shock, the fear, the burden, the trauma, the grief, the anxiety, the anger, the resentment, the brokenness, the powerlessness, and every other emotion and confusion. Just breathing. And this is the pain body that we're loading. This is the stuff that's the closest to the surface in our subconscious. This is the stuff that we usually feel consciously. All right, we've got it. And we're going to put in there any past life, situations, events, occurrences, attachments, belief systems, survival programs, and emotions. And when I do this, I actually see the multidimensional matrix and I load it up. And that's what's behind Quanta Freedom Healing as to why it works. One of the reasons it works. Intention and energy imprints are very powerful when you know how to access them. Okay, and we've got it, and we're going to put in there any beliefs on soul, personal, and genetic level, and genes and DNA. You know, which was one of the handy things about having a complete breakdown. It gave me a chance to be able to access the matrix. Okay, so we've got that, Louise. We've got all of the charges and the associations and the data and the programs in regard to that painful belief that if I'm not good, I can't be loved. All right, and we're going to let it go. We're going to send it off. So I want you to really open up and surrender, and we're going to send all of that junk up and out of your body. We're giving it back to God and love for recycling, because there is only God and love. All of this stuff is false. It's not real. We're giving it away, and we're letting it go. And know the relief of letting it go. How does that feel?
Yep, amazing again.
Yeah, we just both did that right at the end. I felt it. Sort of like having a baby, I would imagine. Not that I had one naturally, but it'd be like, oh, it's out.
Yep, very much.
Yeah. Now go, a little side note. Okay, so go to your sacred space.
Yep.
Beautiful. Okay, and we're going to bring down and fill you in this space with unconditional love and support, like a big, warm, soft pillow. Beautiful. All right, now I do the next part. And we're going to set up the connection to the source healing and resolution, which is the dissolving of all of those beliefs and those energies of that false belief. back to native nothingness and back to space. And we're going to connect you up to the source energy grand design truth, which is the energy of knowing your connection to source, God, and creation and your higher self, that you are loved beyond measure and you are worthy of love because you are a part of existence itself. And that it is impossible not to be worthy of what you already are. You are love. Gorgeous. And I just got a big hit of goosebumps all over. Gorgeous. That's when we know it's truth, right? Our body tells us, and it's truth. Anything other than that is a lie. And we were told so many lies. That's the truth. Okay, so imagine now the next part, Louise, you as the container. And I want you to clear that out of that junk and that stuff. Dissolves to God and love. And you're clean, clear, and open.
Yeah.
All right. So we've got the pipeline that goes all the way up to that big ball of source above your head. And in there is the energy of your higher self and source and the loving internal parent, the energy of source life God, which is all of that. Knowing that you are love itself, your creation, your existence. There is nothing up for question here. It just is. Fill yourself with the light. See your inner being, glowing it through. And you become a glowing ball with no outline. Gorgeous. Now, I want you to see the 2-year-old you. And she was stuck in those charges of that. I've got to be good to be loved. She's broken. She's empty. She's on the ground. Tell me when you see her.
I do.
Pick her up, bring her over to you. Okay, then the angels are coming in around and they're surrounding her. And they're reaching inside her body and taking out that big ball of junk and stuff and taking it up and away.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Okay, now hug her and pour into her that energy of higher self and source and loving internal parent. That energy of the knowing of the divinity of the truth on this. And see her inner being glow and expand, all of it throughout her as well. And she's a glowing ball of light.
Yeah.
Bring her inside of you so the two of you integrate together. And then see the angels are coming in around and they're surrounding you and they're reaching inside your body and they're switching on the genes. And the cells of your body open up and source flows through you as you, and you become a glowing ball of light.
Yeah.
All right, now I want you to take the glow right out into the field. So your aura and then the field, and then see it meet the glow in the field. It's all the one glow. Then step out with any shadow that's left. See it dissolve back to God and love. And what is left is you are just the glow. Body open, breathe, be it. No thought. No thoughts necessary. It just is. At the quantum level, it just is. How does that feel, Louise?
It feels great. Yeah.
Good. We're going to integrate that shift and we're going to bring it through every cell in your body, through all space, time and dimension, or past lives, parallel lives, future lives, this life, right here, right now, as if you've always known it. We're going to bring it all in, and we're going to integrate that. And this is where all that light goes through all the multi-dimensional circuits, because we are multi-dimensional beyond what you could ever know on a cognitive level. And if we don't heal all parts, we don't get a healing. Okay, just breathe. Take a couple of deep breaths. Whew. All right, so go back into your heart. That was an 8 out of 10. That charge. Really go for it. Let's give it a rating.
I'm at a 4, Mel.
Okay. You know what we're going to do? We're going to identify it, and then we're going to stop there, because we could, we might be going on for an hour or two to really clean all this up, right?
Yep.
But hey, what's an hour or two rather than 30 years?
Yep.
Or 40 years, but we're going to do that. But we'll identify it, because this will help people understand. And then the awesome thing is, as a NARPer, you can keep going.
Sure.
Okay. All right. So that 4 out of 10, is it still in your heart, or has it moved?
It just moved to my throat.
And I love how that happens.
Yeah.
Right? So we're into different beliefs now that are all connected to the same thing. When you go into your throat, how old is this part of you?
I feel like it's ancient.
Okay, so we're getting back into really deep past life DNA or genetic DNA now. This is where our survival programs are. Awesome, and we've got to get to the bottom of these. Fantastic. Okay, so when you ask this old, ancient part of yourself, oh yeah, it's there. I'm tingling all over. What is this about? And you're there with total love and devotion to help this part of yourself. What's the answer? What's this about?
I feel like I can't speak up. So I have no voice, or a limited voice.
Oh, wow. Do you know how many people at home are going to be going, yes?
Yes.
I so get this. Yes. Oh, these ones are huge on a survival level. And if you were to feel into, if I tried to speak up back then, what would happen? What's the feeling?
I feel like I had no right to speak up. I had no, not so much an ability, but no, maybe even legal right, no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was unspeakable to speak up.
Yep.
Right. Yeah. Now, if you were to tap into that, what would the belief be?
I believe that I'm not important.
Right. Yeah.
I believe that no one will listen.
Beautiful. So we could combine all of those in a shift. We could, have the beliefs of, I'm not important, I have no right to speak up, no one listens to me. We could put all of that in and go, okay. So if we were to say that, I'm not important, I have no right to speak up, nobody listens to me. This ancient part of you is carrying that energy that's affecting you today. Okay, so if you tap in, what would you rate that out of 10 in your throat?
It's an 8.
Perfect. So we're just going to breathe and just shake, because we're just going to come back to where we are and where we've shifted, and that's your next one to go.
Sure.
And we're just by intention going to go back into the energy of where we were, okay, because
Sure.
you had 2 really nice big shifts.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, you're back in that energy. Awesome. Now, I want you to check in, and I want you to feel in Okay, just remember walking into those rooms previously, like the anxiety that they would have given you, what would you have rated that anxiety?
A 9.
Okay,
Yep.
now I want you to imagine walking into those rooms.
Yep.
What's your anxiety level now?
I can't believe it, but it's a 2.
Okay, great. Great, perfect. And this is the awesome thing about our triggers, that when we track them, they're not actually even about what we're getting triggered about. It's a deeper, deeper, false, painful belief in our body that's been hit by the trigger that can now become conscious, that we can release it. So it's not even just about you being able to walk into those rooms, is it?
No.
That's just the beginning. Like, it's also about, I'm going to know that I am lovable just for me. I'm going to know that I am worthy of love because I exist. And those sorts of beliefs affect every area of our life. It's not just about those rooms.
No. It's about living. Yeah.
But, thank God for those rooms. Bless those rooms for turning up in your experience to trigger you so that you can release yourself.
Yeah.
Gorgeous, gorgeous. So you've been awesome, Louise. Thank you for, helping people understand this. And I hope for the people at home that you've been able to get a couple of really, really great shifts on this as well.
I have.
Yeah, it's good. Isn't it beautiful that we can help people?
Thanks so much, Mel.
It is. Thank you so much, Louise. And you just hang out because I'm going to be back to you in a moment while I say goodbye, because I want to thank you myself as well so much. But yeah, everybody, I hope that you've really enjoyed that and that's explained and you're starting to get the formula more and what this is all about. We're going to have a wonderful conversation about this on the blog. So I really look forward to and people out there who are NARP members, keep putting your hands up because this is going to be regulars doing this now. A lot of you are. It's awesome. Louise, thank you so much for putting your hand up. And bye-bye, everybody. And until the next episode, keep smiling, keep healing, keep thriving because, Louise, you say it. What is it? It's just nothing else to do, right?
There's nothing else to do. It's amazing.
Awesome. Thank you, Joel. Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.